Who are you, and what do you want? Good day to you, our dear representatives on planet Earth. We are very pleased to connect with you on this day in early May of 2021. How time has flown for you these last few months. 2020 has come and gone, and 2021 is moving along fast. It is almost as if there is no time, for as you flow from moment to moment, living from your highest excitement, you are becoming timeless. You are often now choosing joy, reveling in your highest excitement, and as you do this, time stretches into infinity. Every moment of every day becomes meaningful, becomes a blessing that your consciousness can enjoy. Let us today talk of consciousness. Who are you? There are so many facets to the human being, for you are a body, mind, spirit complex. On this earth, you have a body, and at the third dimensional level of human programming, it seems that you are that body. Yet as you look at yourself in a mirror, who is it that is looking at themselves in that mirror? You are looking through the eyes of the body, through the eyes of the body that allows you to exist on planet Earth. That body allows you to experience the contrast of the earthly life, and yet you are not that body. As you look at yourself in that mirror, you evaluate your appearance with your mind. You see yourself as male or female, attractive or unattractive, as tall or short, as fat or thin. So who are you? Who is the you that is looking at you? Your mind has conditioned itself to live on this planet. Your mind has partitioned itself into fragments of understanding that constitute the ego, and yet you are not your mind. In this earthly experience, your mind has been very powerful. You have lived your life according to that mind, according to the thoughts and ideas that your mind adopted from those amongst whom you were born. And so you have developed an ego, the ego that is the thought system, the moral compass of how you live your life, the ego that is your sense of self-esteem, that measures itself and its worth against the backdrop of what your fellow brethren have and how they behave, the ego that evaluates itself by comparison. And in your low third dimensional program state, you think you are your ego, and yet you are not your ego. Your ego is the indoctrinated programming that allows you to navigate the human world, that allows you to learn greater love by the contrast of fearful experience. And so we ask again, who are you? You are spirit itself. You are an aspect of spirit, a part of source energy, a soul come to earth to experience, come to earth to feel the limitation and emotion that you could not feel in your heavenly union with all of consciousness. As such, you have a body that can taste, touch, sense, and feel, and you have a mind that thinks, that has created the ego. This body, this mind, allows the consciousness that you really are to live the earthly life. It is so important that you now realize that your true essence is that of your God consciousness, that you are a soul, an awareness that is experiencing the earthly life, an awareness that is living the illusion, the deception-perception that the planet Earth journey provides. And now that you know that you are divine, let us ask a second important question. What do you want? As a body and mind in this physical world, as a body and mind who compares itself to the bodies and minds around you, you want physical things. You want abundant living. You want a good relationship. You want a beautiful house, a phenomenal car, a good job, obedient children, respect from your peers, and so on. All the things that are important in physicality in the human experience. And yet, do these things make you happy? To a point, yes, but they are limited in the pleasure they give. In fact, they are the main source of human problems. As long as you have things, As long as they provide you with prestige and contentment, all is well. But what happens to the you that you think you are when you lose your job, or your relationship, or the respect of your peers? And this is what happens in this human life. Loss is the challenge that we came to Earth to experience. So inevitably, we will lose some part of what we think makes us happy in the physical realm. We planned our lives before we came to Earth, and in that planning, we included the negative experiences that we needed for growth. We planned loss. Experiencing negativity, experiencing the contrast that life on Earth provides, is the reason that we came here. So inevitably, loss happens, and with that comes grief and a loss of the knowing of who we thought we were. In our low third-dimensional dense entrainment, the things we own seem to be very important. They are usually the measure by which we judge our worth. And this is the source of much of our anxiety, for all physical things, from the body beautiful to affluent living, are temporary enjoyments which, when lost, lead to pain and grief. The more things we have, the more we become immersed in the desire to keep them, the more we want to hold on to them, and the more we worry about losing them. And with that worrying, with that focus on material things, we create the very loss that we fear. So what is it that we really want? As we ascend from the third dimension of physicality, as we move up in frequency, we realize that what we really want is love. What we really want is peace, joy, and a feeling of union, communion with the love and the peace and the joy of our Creator, of our brethren. We are, at this stage of our ascension, no longer comparing ourselves to our third-dimensional brethren. It no longer matters what their appearance is, or what they own, or what they think. We are done evaluating ourselves against our peers. We now realize truly, deeply, that we are consciousness itself. We are a drop of water in the ocean of God consciousness. We are a part of the awareness that runs the universe, a part of the awareness that is the universe. And as such, what we really want is love, joy, peace, and to follow our highest excitement, for by so doing, we move into a higher frequency. We move ourselves into the upper room of understanding. We realize that from the frequency of love, from the vibration of joy, from what Abraham Hicks calls the vortex of love, all abundance, all contentment is ours. For we create our reality by our thoughts. And as our thoughts dwell in love and joy, then peace automatically reigns supreme. As we happily envisage and live the life that we love, the life that is our natural inheritance, loss no longer disturbs us, for we are in the zone of love, in the zone of intense intimacy with the awareness, the consciousness of which we are an integral part. And in the true knowing of who we are content. And in the deeper sense, we no longer think. Thought now no longer dwells on the acquisition of physical things or the perpetuation of the body beautiful. We are now lifted above thought. We are now in the flow, the glow, the deep knowing of the love that energizes the universe, the love that is our natural inheritance. And, as such, we are free. We are free of limitation and negative emotion. It is the fear of loss that gives us the limiting and negative experiences. It is the fear of loss and the anxiety of comparison that is so painful in the human experience. The knowing of who we truly are, the moving above analytical mind thinking to the flowing, the knowing, the glowing of being in the love vibration, the living in the upper room of transcendence, frees us from our mortal coil, frees us from the heaviness of desiring material things and physical beauty, frees us from the never-ending comparisons we make against the backdrop of what our brethren own or who they appear to be. And so the truth of knowing our divine beingness sets us free. Now we no longer strive for things. We no longer fear loss. We know there are no accidents. We know that every incident, preferred or not preferred, is to be treasured as the lesson that we need to learn to remove our dysfunctions, to grow and to move increasingly and increasingly into the love vibration. And now, we no longer fear the loss of physical things. We no longer measure our worth by what we have. Yes, dear friends, dear brethren, life is good and getting better. And as we move up in frequency, as we revel in the love that is our natural inheritance, we know, in the depth of our being, that the best is yet to come. Yes, indeed, the best is yet to come. That was Aita, channeling her higher self. We are blessed beings, indeed.